Assalamu alaikum and hello everybody. I hope you're all doing really well. So welcome to today's video. We're going to be talking all about Amazon FBA. I'm excited. Are you excited? If you're new to this channel or new to this space, welcome. So my name's Shamsa. Most people know me as a YouTuber. So I've got a main channel where I share mainly cooking, food content, because who doesn't love a bit of the old food? I'm a mum of 7, so mainly I'm sharing meal prep and dinner ideas for a big family and some day-to-day life thrown in here and there. So this channel I created a while ago and it feels and looks like I've abandoned it, but I have not, guys. Behind the scenes I've been getting experience, I've been learning new things to share with you guys, and this channel is mainly for Muslim mums. You don't have to be Muslim, you don't have to be a mum to watch and appreciate and enjoy the content. The reason it's for Muslim mums is because I'm a Muslim mum myself, and it's to let you guys know that there's certain values that we try to keep to. Like, for example, we won't be talking about OnlyFans. That's something Muslim mums will most likely not be doing. So this video is all about Amazon, selling on Amazon and my experience with it. We're going to talk about lots of different side hustles going ahead, and inshallah I'm putting together a community or a forum with lots of different side hustle sections, and I'm hoping we get a nice community of Muslim mums or women or whoever wants to join, as long as you adhere to our values. Yeah, just sharing our experiences, getting advice from other users, things like that. That's the aim and the goal that I've got in mind. But like I said, I'm a mum of 7 and sometimes it's difficult, and that's the key point actually. We're busy with our families, we've got lots going on, and these side hustles and little income streams are just things we want to do when we've got that spare time and we're not busy with our families, looking after them, having fun with them and all that good stuff. But anyway, I've rambled enough. Let's talk about what we're going to talk about today. Amazon FBA. So what is Amazon FBA? So Amazon is a huge platform. They started off selling books, so it's an e-commerce retail website. They started off selling books, and I remember I used to sell on eBay at the same time that Amazon kind of started, and it was just known for books, nothing else. And suddenly they sell anything and everything, and it's a huge empire, isn't it? eBay was definitely more popular at the time, but Amazon seems to have surpassed it. So I used to hear the term Amazon FBA, and I was like, what is Amazon FBA? So I learnt that it was fulfilled by Amazon. So basically what happens, you as an individual, so myself, I would buy stuff at wholesale or at discount, pack it up, send it to an Amazon warehouse, and they will do all the process to get it to a customer and sell it on and advertise it on their website. So I'll have the items, I'll ship it to Amazon, and then they do the rest of the process, which is really interesting and good actually. So let me start off with a disclaimer. This video is for informational purposes only. It's not financial advice. I'm not an expert. I'm not telling you that you need to start Amazon FBA. Literally just passing on information that I've learned and the things I've experienced. And we're going to do a bit of a deep dive into my experience with Amazon FBA. I've got nothing to sell you. I've got nothing to gain or lose by sharing this information. So it's just going to be an honest chat about my experience, pros, cons, things like that. Things you need to start, how much you need to start Amazon FBA, like how much you can actually start an Amazon FBA business from, because I did it myself. So let's begin at the beginning. So October 2023 is when I started my Amazon FBA journey. I thought, let's go for it. I opened a new seller account, and that was on the 2nd of October 2023. I did write down a list of the steps I needed to take when I first opened my account and how long it took to activate. So I'll just look at that now. So like I said, on the 2nd of October 2023, I opened my new seller account with Amazon, and then I verified it with a bill and photo and ID. Wow, that's a lot of stuff. So it was activated on the 5th of October. So that's not long, is it? 3 days and it was activated. So you've got two options when you sign up with Amazon. You can sign up as an individual, or is it professional? I don't know. I wanted to sign up as an individual because that way I wouldn't have to pay the monthly fee, and then I could just kind of test it out and test the waters, see if I liked selling on Amazon, see if I could get with it. But what happened is they just took money from my card. Like, I don't know what happened. I had to enter my card details, and then they took a monthly fee, so it's £25. I don't know if that's the sign up now, but it should be pretty much £25 plus VAT. I paid £30 initially, like straight away upon opening an account, when I just wanted to open it individually, but it automatically opened a professional account. So they took that £30 straight away, so I was really confused. And the thing is, when you email Amazon, so I might have emailed, I can't remember if I did, but I might have emailed Amazon and said I wanted an individual account, they don't really get back to you, or it's lots of bots. To actually get to speak to a person, not that easy. So if you've got any issues with your creating your account, or there might be an error along the way, it's really difficult to get to speak to a human person. I've written here also £1 to check your credit or debit card. I guess just to authorise the card they take £1. Do they give it back? I don't remember. So I've opened my seller account, and then you download the seller app. So the first thing you need to do, go onto your Play Store or App Store and search for Amazon seller account, download it, sign in. That's where I do all of my Amazon seller stuff. I know there's other apps, things that you can purchase to help you with product research and things like that, but that's just too much for me. Like, I didn't want to get too into Amazon FBA. I want to just dip my feet into a little bit of everything. So I just wanted to test it out, and I didn't want to have to do loads of research, test out different products and try out different keyword searches and things like that. I just wasn't interested in any of that. I just wanted to get started and see if I could pick up some bargains and sell them on Amazon. And the way I wanted to do it, because I'd seen videos, adverts here and there, and you're like, oh, this sounds like a lucrative business opportunity. My thinking at the time was, I'm going to buy things that are cheaper than the main retail price or whatever they are sold for on Amazon, and then send it into Amazon and make a profit. That was simply what I was going to do, whether I buy it wholesale or retail. So a term that I wasn't familiar with was retail arbitrage. And I was like, what is this fancy term? And it's something I've been doing on eBay anyway for years. So if you don't know, I do kind of sell on eBay here and there. I've made a video on this channel, and I do want to make a few more eBay related videos just because I think it's another interesting side hustle to have, and it's one that maybe some of you might want to consider. So I've searched for the actual description. Retail arbitrage is a business model where an individual, aka me or you, buys discounted products from physical stores and resells them online, often on platforms like Amazon, for a profit. It involves finding items at a low price and identifying a higher market price elsewhere, then buying and reselling the product. This I've done on eBay before. I didn't know it was called retail arbitrage, but you learn something new every day. So that was my plan for what I wanted to do with my Amazon FBA. I wanted to do exactly that. So buy things cheaper from the shops, because I do like to hunt for a bargain. If you watch me on my other channels, you know that's my motto. What a bargain. What an absolute bargain. So I love me a good bargain, and I think I can spot a good deal. So I thought, if I can get some products cheaper, send them to Amazon, make a bit of a profit on them. So there's retail arbitrage and there's wholesale arbitrage, which is the same thing, but obviously you're buying things in bulk and then selling them on for a profit. So mainly the plan was to do retail arbitrage, because I'm always in the shops looking at bargains, like I said. So I was like, okay, how do I get started? What do I need? So I'd opened the account. Before that, I'd actually done nothing, and I thought I'll take each step as it comes and I'll see what I need to do. So one important thing with Amazon is you need to be ungated to sell different brands, and I'm going to talk about that in detail. But first, I'm going to show you the things that I bought to start my Amazon FBA journey. My camera battery died, I've recharged it, and I'm back. So the angle might look a little bit different, but nothing else has really changed. So far, I've spent £30 on the Amazon monthly seller fee. So that's a recurring monthly payment. Every month, Amazon takes £30 for just having an Amazon FBA account and selling on their platform. Even if you have no products on there and you signed up as a seller, not an individual seller, a professional. As long as you've got that account as a professional seller, then they'll charge you £30 a month. So it's a bit of a waste having that account and not actually putting some products on there. Before actually talking about your products, what do you need to buy and what do you need to spend your money on to be able to sell on Amazon. So the first thing I needed was a printer. I did have a printer, but it was a little bit damaged, like the charging wire was a bit loose and it was just not nice to work with. So we definitely needed an upgraded printer, and I wanted to get the cheapest one possible. I got this one from Argos, it's right here. I got it for $34.99 from Argos, and it was one of the cheaper ones at the time. When you first buy a printer, it comes with ink and everything, but once you've used that ink, you'll need to replace it in case you didn't know how printers work. If you can't afford a printer, then you could easily go to your local computer shop, print off labels and things there if you really don't have any money to spare. So $34.99 from Argos, got my printer. And then the other things that I bought that I needed before actually starting, some labels. So I bought these 2 years ago. I've not bought any other labels and I've still not finished all the ones in here. There's 100 sheets in each box of these labels, and I'll show you exactly what they like. I also bought these poly bags. So if you sell soft toys or something that needs plastic packaging, it's a rule with Amazon that you have to have these bags and they have to have like a safety label on them. So I ordered these from, I think they were from Amazon. So they've got a little warning on there to avoid danger of suffocation. I'm sure you've all seen these bags with the warning label on them and never really paid attention to them. But with Amazon, it's a requirement that the bags that you pack your items in have that label on. So I think for things like makeup, or I'm not sure about the makeup and like skincare stuff because that's not really stuff that I sell, but like soft toys. So I did use a few of these for soft toys, but I've not really used much of them. So if I get some soft toys or plushies that don't have packaging, you have to put them in a bag like that. I don't even remember how much it was, but these were from Amazon, and you can get them from eBay and probably Temu and stuff. Also, they're quite small. I should have got bigger ones, but it's fine. I've also done like a couple of Temu orders, just personal orders, and Temu always sends each t-shirt or whatever item in an individual plastic bag like that. So I've saved some of them to send items to Amazon, so you can make use of stuff that you've already got in the house. So I've got 2 types of labels that I ordered and that I was aware that you needed when you start. So the first lot, I like this. So it's 27 labels per sheet, and these are actually for labeling the products to send to Amazon. Each product will have a label printed out, and then you stick it and cover the barcode that's on the item with the one that you've printed out onto this sheet. Obviously I must have tried to print something on there. You can see the marks on there. So many times I've printed wrong. It's not lined up correctly, but I think I got the hang of it in the end. And then the other lot of labels that I've got are these ones. So there's 2 labels per sheet. Each label is like half the size. Can you see that? That's to stick on the box, the shipping box that you send to Amazon. All the printing and stuff, all the information that goes on there is all taken care of by Amazon. You just do the printing. That's what I needed to start. I bought these from Amazon. I did make a note of how much they cost, so give me a second. So I bought 100 poly bags, barcode labels and address labels from Amazon for next day Prime delivery. Okay, only paid £7.46. Wow, what a bargain, because I had a £10 voucher and a promo for pickup location. So yeah, I must have had like a promo code, and I had a £10 voucher from I don't know what. So I used them, but I guess it would have been over like £20, something like that, for those labels and the poly bags. And if you're not planning on selling like soft toys or makeup or whatever, then you don't really need the poly bags straight away. So yeah, those are the items that I bought, not thinking about the products themselves. These are just things that I thought I would need. So if you don't want to buy a printer, I guess you could just buy the labels and then take them along to the printer shop and maybe they'll print them for you. I don't know, I've never tried it, but just in case you really don't want to buy a printer. So I'm just going to quickly talk about the business aspect of having Amazon FBA and selling on Amazon. So I decided to open a limited company, something I've never done before. Like I've got other businesses, like I sell hijabs, I've got a whole business around that, but I've never actually opened a limited company, and it seemed a bit overwhelming, and do I really want to take that step? But it seemed like it was the best thing to do because it just kind of keeps it it separate as an entity from yourself. And it was only £12 to do it, and it's really easy. It's all online nowadays. In the past, obviously, you'd have to fill forms in and it's a bit more like scary and official, but nowadays you just spend £12 and fill a form in online and they send you all the details. Make sure you sign up for the taxes and all that good stuff. Yeah, it's really easy to sign up as a limited company. Come up with your name, you need your address and your full name for obviously legal reasons. £12 to do that. You don't have to open a limited company. You can just be a sole trader or just self-employed without having a limited company, but like I said, it's nice to have it as a separate entity to yourself. It just seemed like the best option at the time. So yeah, I've done my taxes once so far. So the second tax year for me ended at the end of October. I've got till about June to do my taxes, and to be honest, I've done taxes before for the other businesses I run, and it's very easy compared to for a limited company. Not that it's a lot more complicated, but there's just a few more extra steps. And if I was making a lot more money and I was really into building this as a business, then I would make sure I'd get a proper accountant and stuff to look at it. But because I'm not really making anything from it at the moment, I just thought I'll personally do the taxes. And I love my numbers, I love number crunching, and maths is one of my favorite subjects, so that's something to keep in note. If you hate maths, make sure you get someone to help you with looking into your taxes and working things out. It's not complicated signing up for Amazon, but it just feels like it's overwhelming and you can get quite scared that what am I signing up for? With eBay, it's just so easy. You open your private seller account, list a few things, they sell, you post them, and it's not scary. Like, you can still put your income down as self-employed and make sure you're paying all your taxes. But with Amazon, it feels so much more official and like you're actually signing up for something. So it can seem a bit scary and overwhelming. It's not, but it just feels like it is. Once I'd opened the limited company, I was able to open a business account, and I went for Monzo just because it seemed like the easiest option. I just wanted like a quick and easy online business account. Monzo just seemed like the easiest option, and it's been going fine so far. I've had it for 2 years now, my business account, and yeah, I use it fine when I go shopping, and whatever payments you make from a business bank account, I can make them just fine. So it's all good in this hood. So where are we at so far? We've bought what we need to start our Amazon FBA business. Next thing is to think about the products that you actually want to sell. The most important thing really, isn't it? With me, I had in mind that I'd sell toys on Amazon, toys and games and books, mainly toys and games. The reason I chose this category is because I feel like I'm quite familiar with it. Having 7 kids, I'm always buying toys and I'm quite familiar with bargains here and there and being able to spot when I can get a good deal. So similarly, you could choose a category that you're quite familiar with. It's a good idea to choose something that you actually know something about. So if you've got pets and you're quite familiar with pet products, then that could be something you'd sell. Or food. I mean, I'm very familiar with food, but it's not something I was passionate about selling. Health and beauty, that's one you could try. A lot of you are probably into your health and beauty and skincare. So I decided on toys and games and things like that. So I went to the shops. Home Bargains is like my second home. Love that place, mashallah. They have some really good deals on like branded toys. I just knew that I'd be able to pick up some good bargains. The first item that I bought and that sold on Amazon was some not Rubik's Cube, it was like some small packs of Rubik's cards or something similar to that, and it was only 99p each, and they did sell for, I don't know, about $5.99 or something. And when I first saw the sale on my phone from the Amazon seller app, I was really excited. I was like, okay, so these items have actually sold. Because I think it'd been about a week since let's say a couple of weeks since I'd sent the items to Amazon. They'd arrived there and they were available to be bought, but they weren't actually selling. But after about a week of them having been available, they sold, and I bought I think 5 of them and they all sold, and I was really excited. The amount of profit I made on them was probably about 50p each, but it was exciting nonetheless. So let's talk about the first shipment that I sent to Amazon. So I bought some random products from Home Bargains and maybe another shop, B&M as well. I remember it was just some random toys from different brands. The box that I sent them in, because I didn't want to spend too much and I wasn't sure like how big a box I needed, I just used a box that I had at home. home. I think it might have been a box for like a microwave or something. So if you can get some free boxes from your local shop or something, then use some free ones. So I bought some random toys that I thought, okay, this is a good price. And then I checked on the seller app, saw how much profit I could make. So when you're scanning the products on the seller app, you'll see that there's so many fees because you're sending the item there to the Amazon warehouse. You bought the item, you've spent, for example, the Rubik's things that I bought, 99 pence on them. I've sent them to Amazon, and then from there, for them to pack the item, to distribute it, and then to have it shipped to the customer, they're charging for each of those processes. So in the end, even though the item might sell for, let's say, £6, £7 or £5.99, what you're left with as profit, so the final amount that they give you, the Amazon will give back to me as actual money, is maybe £1.50. But I bought the item for 99 pence, so I have to take that off my profit as well, don't I? So 51 pence profit, for example. Also, you have to pay to have your shipment shipped. So your box of items that you've bought and you want to sell on Amazon, you have to pay to get it shipped to Amazon. But I thought it'd be so much more expensive. They're only about like £2-3 per box. So whenever I've packed all my items, then I put it through the Amazon seller system, and I get the final price for how much it's going to cost to have that shipped. It's only a few quid, like £3. And when I first signed up for the new seller account, I had like a couple of benefits, and one of them was it about £100 worth of free shipments. So the first load of shipments, let's say the first 20 or whatever, I got to send them free. So it looked like I'd be charged when I get the final price, but I had an allowance of about £100, and once that ran out, then they actually started taking the money, which was quite sad, but I enjoyed it while it lasted. So I'm trying to keep this as useful as possible, but there's so many aspects to it, and I hope you're finding it useful anyway. If you are, give it a thumbs up. If you're not, just give it a thumbs up anyway. Why not? I've got my first sale. It's the Rubik's thingies, whatever they're called. I don't even remember what they were called. I should look back at the first sales. And then all you do from there, go out, get your products maybe, or get them online, send them out to Amazon. And the best thing about Amazon FBA is that you don't have to worry about the rest of the process. So once I've bought the products that I've got an offer, or I've thought, wow, this is an absolutely amazing bargain, I bring it home, label it, stick it into a box, ship that box off to Amazon, and then I don't have to worry about it anymore. I'll get an email notification to say that the box has arrived at Amazon, they're processing it, it's been finished processing, and then it's added to the inventory. So your inventory of products in the Amazon warehouse is added to that. Once you get sales, it's all just done. You could go anywhere you like. You don't have to worry about it. With eBay, or if you're selling yourself, like I've got my own website where I sell hijabs, I have to actually physically do the whole process myself. With Amazon FBA, the best thing about it, the biggest selling point, is that you don't have to do any of that process. They just take care of it all. They've got people working there throughout the night, day shifts, night shifts, packing, picking products, making sure they get to the customer. Any returns, they handle it all, and any charges you've got, it just goes to your account, but they just deal with all of it. And that is one of the biggest and best selling points of Amazon FBA. It is a nice feature, I must admit. And when I'm packing the products and sourcing them and finding bargains and then labeling them all, that's actually quite fun and therapeutic. I quite enjoy it. That's part of the draw, I think, to Amazon FBA. You can do it from the comfort of your own home. Like, I'd be looking a mess, but I'm packing my items, sent to Amazon. And there's some companies who'll do the whole packing process for you. I have come across some when I've done research online, but I've never actually used any. But what they'll do is do the whole process for you as well. So your job is just to order the item. So I might go online, order a load of toys wholesale from a certain website, and they'll do the whole process of labeling the items, shipping them off to Amazon. So you don't even have to do that bit. And I guess that's for if you really take it seriously and you're putting a lot more money into it. I was just starting out and doing it little by little, and I've actually enjoyed the process, and I think it's a good idea to actually get familiar with the process. If you want to take it seriously, or if you want to actually see, is this something that I see myself doing? Is so one really important thing with Amazon FBA is gated products. And what this means is that there's certain brands, many brands, that you have to be authorized to sell, or they have to be ungated on your account. So for example, let's say Lego. You want to sell Lego items, you're not just allowed to go to the shop, buy a Lego item on sale and then send it to Amazon, sell it on there. You have to have that brand ungated for you. So one way to have it ungated, you have to buy at least 10 of a certain product. So for example, I buy a Lego truck. I have to have an invoice showing that I bought 10 of the item. You just have to attach it as a document on your seller account, and then they'll approve you or not approve you for a certain brand. So that's exactly what I did for Lego. So I thought, especially with toys, there's so many brands that I can't sell because I'm not ungated for them. And there were many that I didn't need to be ungated for, like I could just buy the products, apply for approval straight away. So you click a link to get approval in your seller account, and it'll say your account is approved to sell this, or you need to provide an invoice, so it'll let you know whether you just can sell it straight away or whether you need to go through the process of buying 10 of the item and sending an invoice from a wholesaler for that product. So I actually did this, like I said, for Lego, because I came across so many brands that were so much cheaper than they were on Amazon. So I started, I think, with Lego, and I went on the John Lewis website. I bought 10 of a certain Lego item and I got an invoice. So it doesn't actually have to be a wholesaler, because I did it with John Lewis, and John Lewis is just a retailer, but I bought it online and then I got an invoice, and then I sent that to Amazon through my seller account, and I was approved to sell Lego. I did the same with Marvel, I think it was, and Barbie even. So when I go to the shops now and I see Barbie items, Marvel, Lego, I'm ungated for them, and I can easily just sell stuff from that brand. There's some that I'm not ungated for, that I think, oh, I should really go through the process of buying 10 of this item from a wholesaler, but I never actually got around to it, and I thought it's not worth it half the time. So I didn't bother getting approval. But if I was putting more time and energy into it, I would, for example, I think not Nerf is fine, you know, the gun, the shooting ones. I know you like that demonstration. Which brand? Hot Wheels, I think it was. Like, I saw some nice Hot Wheels cars on sale, and I was like, these would be good to sell on Amazon. But then I wasn't ungated for them, and I thought, can I be bothered going through that process? Maybe not right now, so I left it. So I hope that's clear. If you're planning on selling branded items, know that you need to be ungated. That's the key word. And it's not too hard, and actually you might not be ungated for them. Like, Amazon could just decide that they don't want to approve you for selling a certain brand, and yeah, okay, you just have to accept it, because what are you going to do? Argue with the bot? No, you're not going to do that. So I think I've gone through quite a few of the aspects of Amazon FBA. If you know one thing about Amazon FBA sellers, they love the fourth quarter of the year, which means the last part of the year, which is when it's Christmas, because that's when most of the sales come in, and they try and get like loads of shipments into Amazon, the warehouse, before Christmas. So right now is the start of December. I was hoping to buy some more stuff and send it to Amazon by now, but it's a good time to make more sales. A lot of people just focus like on this fourth quarter or the final part of the year. By January, February, it's really quiet maybe, and during the summer, Amazon for me personally is really quiet, and I guess it's because I sell mainly toys, and so in the summer maybe there's not as big a demand. But if you sell like seasonal stuff, like summer items, I guess if you're really looking into it and you really want to make a success of it, then you'd buy things for certain seasons. So for example, you might want to buy sunglasses and send them to Amazon in time for the summer if you want to make more sales in the summer. So it's about being strategic. So I wanted to share some pros and cons of being an Amazon FBA seller. Like I've already mentioned, the fact that you don't need to store any items in your house is brilliant. It saves you the space. So the amount of toys I've bought to sell on Amazon, if I had to store them in the house, I would have no space. Some of the items are big, especially with toys. Like some toys are really big for no reason. So it would have just taken up a lot of space. So the fact that you can send it to Amazon, You don't need to worry about space. It's brilliant. You don't need to advertise, do you? Amazon just deals with all of that. I mean, I think you could. There's options sometimes to promote your item. I feel like because the items that I sell are just branded items and it's just arbitrage where I'm just reselling, the item kind of sells itself. So for example, I might have a Lego item. I don't need to really promote it. It's just if someone's searching for the item and it comes up on Amazon, and as long as you're not pricing your item really high compared to other sellers, it's gonna sell. So popular items, there's not really a struggle at all. Also, like I mentioned, Amazon does all the shipping to the customers, all the customer service, and if there's a return, the customer returns it back to the Amazon warehouse, and if you get charged for that return or any fees associated with it, it just gets taken off your account and you don't really have to worry about it. If the returned item is no longer sellable, then you can get it posted back to your house, or I guess Amazon can get rid of it if it's too damaged. I think there's an option to choose what you want to do with those items. And then there's a lot of fees though. So you've got your monthly seller fee, which is, it sounds like I'm saying seller fee, doesn't it? Seller fee as in the sect of Islam. Monthly seller fee, which is £30, and then you've got storage fee, a fee to store your items, and it's not really high actually. For me it's not, because I guess I've not got loads to store there. And then you've got long-term storage fee, so if you've got items that have been there for a while, then you've got a fee associated with that. So it's a good idea to look at items in your inventory from long ago and make sure they're on sale or at a lower price so that they get sold, or you can get them sent back to your house instead of being charged for having them stored at the Amazon warehouse. Shipping fee and return fee. So the shipping fee is when you ship your boxes to the Amazon warehouse, and like I said, it isn't much at all. And the return fee if they return items to your house. So the fees are kind of neutral. They're not really a con, are they? There's nothing really wrong with the fees, but there is a lot of them. Some other cons are the regulations. So a lot of the times I'll have sent items to sell on Amazon, so like a branded item, and then I'll get a notification that I'm not authorized to sell it, or I need to send additional documentation to show that it's safe to be sold. And I'm like, I don't have the time or energy for this. Do you get it? I had some cocoa melon like floor mats that were for like, you know, driving a car on, and they were felt material, and they were like, you can't sell these because of the material, give us information to say you're allowed to. And I'm like, do I really want to do that? So what happened, they just sent the items back to me, and that did cost, I think, for them to send them back. And what I do actually, any items that I can't sell on Amazon for whatever reason, for example the cocoa melon felt mats, I would list them on eBay. So if I can't return them, like if it's too long since I bought them from the shop, I'll sell them on eBay, and most of the time they sell just fine, and I'll make a bit of a profit. And it's a great way to sell things that are not okay to sell on Amazon. So yeah, it's good to have eBay as kind of a backup when your Amazon is playing up and with all those regulations and stuff. Another con I've put down, you're not in control. So Amazon can just close your account when they like. They've not closed mine because I've not done anything silly just yet. You're not really in control, are you? It's a big, huge empire and you're just a little tiny cog. They can just close your account. It doesn't really affect them, does it? That's one thing that you just have to be a bit aware of. But there's loads of people making lots of money on there and not letting that worry them. I've written here Costco for boxes. So like I said, at first I was trying to get like 3 boxes, and then I went to Costco and I bought a big pack of boxes. It was about 20 something pounds for 15 boxes. I'm on my last one of those. So when I first started Amazon, and for a while actually, I would drop off the boxes at our local newsagents. So UPS is the delivery or shipping company that gets your boxes to Amazon for you. So they've got drop-off locations at lots of like local newsagents. So I'd get one of my kids or Akil to drop the box off at the newsagents, and then the UPS guy comes in his brown van and takes it away. But you can get the shipment picked up from your house. That's really straightforward as well, and it doesn't cost any extra for that. So my camera battery is flashing again. I don't know what's up with it. I did leave it charging for a while, but then I thought time is a ticking. I need to record. But anyway, I'm just going to finish by talking about whether you should take a course. Not whether you should, but just answering that question. Should you take a course to learn about selling on Amazon FBA? And you've got some people who are selling these courses and they're quite expensive. And I would say it's going to give you a shortcut to learning all of this stuff, and you'll learn their tricks of the trade, and they'll give you probably their contacts and wholesalers that they're working with, and maybe help with taxes. And a lot of these course sellers, they'll be selling a lifestyle that you think, wow, is this really what they're making on Amazon FBA? It's not true a lot of the time. A lot of the money they're making from the course itself. So they might be a millionaire, but it's because of the course more than the actual Amazon selling. So I'm just going to finish by showing you my sales for the past year. This is my product sales, £3,119, which sounds like a lot, or maybe not, I don't know. First year I kind of worked on learning about Amazon FBA. So like I said, I've been selling for 2 years. The first year I kind of went to the effort of ungating products and putting a bit more effort in sourcing products, and I did put some money in, but not loads. This past year I've not put any extra money in. I'll wait till the money's in my account and then buy some more products, send them off. So I've not put any extra additional money into Amazon FBA. I've not actually made any profit. I made a loss the first year, and I think this year that I'm going to work out the taxes for, I made a loss as well, but not as much. When I say loss, it's a few hundreds. But obviously with the first year there were more fees, and the ungating of products and just learning everything was a little bit more difficult. But I don't plan on putting any extra money into Amazon right now. I'll let you know if I do. So I'm going to end this video here. I hope you found it useful. Jazakallah, thank you so much for watching. All the best if you decide to go on this Amazon FBA journey. Thank you so much for watching. Have a lovely rest of the day, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Salam. Bye.